Okay, so next up is Socrative. Socrative is a great little app for AFL in your classroom and beyond. There's lots of other uses for it, but particularly AFL, just getting that feedback from the students in terms of what learnt in the lesson. There's lots of options within it, just starting simple quizzes, getting polls from the students, and we'll go through all of those in detail in the hands-on session. I'm just going to give you a brief flavour of how to use the app itself. So the students will have their own app. They'll have a what's called a Socrative student app. That's just an interface for them to get the quizzes and to answer the questions. This is the teacher one. This is where you make them in the first place. So we're going to go straight to manage quizzes down the bottom, and this is my build tool. Okay, so I can create a new quiz. I can see the quizzes I've already created. I can see the reports. That's the handy bit for AFL. I can get instant feedback on what students have said, they understand, don't understand, or whatever it is you might have used it for in the lesson. Or you can import other quizzes. Again, we'll go over that in the hands-on session in terms of how, as a team of people, you can create quizzes individually but then share them with everyone so that everyone has access to them. So we're going to go to create quiz just to see how simple it is to use. This is the interface you have. First of all, you'll want to name your quiz. So just quickly put in test. And then we have three options. I can choose a multiple choice where I'll add in the answers and then students just simply select the answer that they think is correct. True or false, so I just have to ask a true or false question and it will automatically generate a true or false tab for the students to tick on. Or short answer, giving them a bit of space to actually explain something afterwards. Once I click on my option, I type in the box to type in the question. Once that's done, I then click on the answer boxes. So if I click next to number 1, type in red. Click on number 2, type in blue, etc, etc. You have 5 options that you can put in there. This one is an open question, but if it was one that had a correct answer, you can click on the boxes on the right hand side to say that it's correct, and what the app will do is actually mark it for you. On the report that you see later on, it will colour it in green to say that that person's got it. So visually you can see straight away that that is the right answer and the students understood it. You can add in an explanation about what the question is. If it was a more detailed question, you may want to put a further explanation down the bottom. And you can add an image, and again, it allow me to either take a photo or choose existing, in which case it will open my camera roll and allow me to insert a picture. So it might be, take a look at the picture below, what is in the picture, multiple choice answers. So that's the multiple choice, true or false. Like we said, we just type in there we go. Superman is real, true or false, and that just automatically adds in the true or false. Students will just answer one of those tabs. Again, you have the explanation, you have the add image, and then finally the short answer question, whatever it might be. Let's say have any number of answers to that. You can choose whether to have it as a correct answer. It's difficult, that one though. They have to type exactly the same answer as you type in that box for it to mark it correct. So if there are spelling mistakes, if there's punctuation mistakes, any of those things, it won't pick it up and mark it as a right answer. It will just assume it's a wrong answer. Usually best to leave that out. But again, you get the explanation, you get the add image. Once that's done, once you've populated your quiz, you click Save and Exit. That will save it in. One thing to note at this point, whilst that's just saving, is at the top of the screen, it's got room and it's got a number after it. That number is unique to the person setting the quiz. So when the students open their app and they have the ability to type in the room they want to go to, then they type that in and they'll go straight to that quiz, and all the quizzes that started, they will have on their screen. So I'll just demonstrate that now. If I go to Start Quiz and I click Test, this is the quiz that we just set up. I can choose whether I have student paced with immediate feedback, so they'll get right or wrong answers told to them. If it was a right or wrong answer, it will tell them straight away whether they got it right or got it wrong. Student-based student navigation, which means that they can skip over questions, they can move on to things. You'll get all this feedback yourself. Or teacher pace. This one is one that you might do with them in the classroom if you want to make sure everyone finishes at the same time. It's different settings down the bottom, but for starters, you don't really need to worry too much about them. Click on start, whatever it is you've done, and there's my quizzes. As the students answer them, I will see that on my screen. So if I click on how did we do, I can see how many got it right, how many got it wrong straight away. Once I click finish, it tells me how I want my report. If I just click on view chart, there's not going to be anything in this now, because obviously no one's done it, but you can see straight away I would get feedback in this section as to what questions were right and what questions were wrong. So that's Socrative. Again, we'll have a play around with that in the session, but that's the basic overview of what the app looks like.